No, because I know how good I am. I'm intrigued on how I perform under the lights. I've proved myself countless of times in sparring, just not on the night. So training when no one's there and training under bright lights or fighting under bright lights is two different things. So it's more about coping with the expectations, the pressure, the cameras, because I know what I'm capable of.
Is it the right fight for either one of these fighters? Dubois versus Itauma next?
Our view is that Moses is too yet to develop. He's a developing young, he's the future, yeah? Frank Warren, we trust. He knows what, like you quite rightly said, I think he's gonna keep them apart. Let them fight for a unification. If Moses goes away, which I believe he will go to become a world champion.
Do it in a couple of years' time.
18 months.
Yeah.
What's it? They're both signed to Frank. Yeah. So track them. Provided we're successful and keep defending our title and perhaps pick up another title, and Moses goes and picks up a title, then you bring them together.
What was going through was just, he's just a lot of different things, but I need to make him pay for them words on the night, and make it, shake him up. These guys, every one of my last few fights have had something to say before the fight. So, I need to, go on.
Live reactions have completely shifted the narrative as Moses Itauma appears to respond directly to Daniel Dubois' call-out. The young heavyweight doesn't look shaken at all, and instead comes back with full confidence, almost like he has already accepted the challenge in his mind. Dubois' call-out has clearly landed, but Itauma's energy suggests he is more than willing to step into that fire.
I don't want to feel like I go into these questions too much, but in order to know what a sunny day is, you need to know what a rainy day is. In order to appreciate money, you need to not have money. I've never experienced a loss, so I don't really know what it's like to win, because that's just all what I've known. So for me, it's just I got a task and I got to do it. It's nothing else. I don't really care about winning or losing. I'm just care about sticking to the game plan.
Nick Webb actually reveals that he has sparred both Daniel Dubois and Moses Itauma, giving him a rare first-hand comparison between the two. He explains that Moses looks like a ghost in sparring, extremely elusive and hard to land clean shots on, while Dubois stands out as a powerful concussive puncher even when he is just working behind the jab.
There's a lot of talk about Dubois fighting Moses Itauma. I don't know if you've sparred either of them, but what do you think of that?
I sparred both of them. Moses is like a ghost. You can't hit him, and he hits you with about 20 punches. And then and Dubois is a big concussive puncher, even with his jab. So that would be interesting. A very interesting fight. I don't think that will happen, not anytime soon.
Who would you lean to? Most people I spoke to are leaning towards Moses.
Moses in the future, but right now at this stage, it's got to be Dubois.
By stoppage points, you don't know.
I think stoppage if he was to beat him.
Moses Itauma explains that all the hype around him comes from people appreciating what he has already shown, but he himself refuses to live in that space. He openly admits he goes through mental battles, yet he stays focused on improvement rather than praise. His mindset is very future-driven, as he is not satisfied with past performances and is fully locked in on where his career is heading from this point forward.
And then you lot are going, he's the best, he's this, he's that, he's smashing it. Only because I go for these little mental battles. Like the reason why people are saying like the young prospect of the year and XYZ is because they appreciate what I've done. Whereas I don't look at what I've done, I'm looking at where I'm going. And where I'm going starts from today.
Don Charles highlights the massive experience gap between Daniel Dubois and Moses Itauma, explaining that Dubois has already been through every stage of heavyweight boxing, from winning titles to losing and rebuilding. He believes that kind of experience cannot be taught or rushed. While he respects Itauma's knockout power and rapid rise, he still feels the young fighter needs more testing fights before stepping into elite-level clashes like this.
Accomplished as you have become, Daniel Dubois has been through hell and back. He's been through the fire. He's been through the questions. He's won the title, lost the title, been stopped his opponents. That kind of experience, no matter how good you are as a young fighter, you can't buy that. You can't train that. is it possible that it's too early to be saying all of these things about Moses Itauma? And could fighting a fighter like Daniel Dubois derail his supposed ascension?
Potentially. I mean, there's so much growth capacity for the young man Itauma. Yeah, of course, he's proven that he's blasting everyone away that you put in front of him. Yeah. So my question is, they were trying to break the Mike Tyson record. That succeeded. That's not going to happen. So take the time to. He too. I'm sure he's saying to Frank Warren, knowing him how I know him, Frank, it can potentially do it now, become a world champion. Yeah, but I think it still needs some testing.
Daniel Dubois makes it clear that boxing is not about respect inside the ring, but about survival and winning through damage. He says both fighters enter with the same goal, to knock each other out, and respect only comes after the fight ends. Dubois also suggests that mental pressure and mind games could be part of the build-up, showing how focused and locked in he is for any potential future clash.
There's no disrespect. There's no respect in boxing. We're going in there to punch each other's head in. So he's going to try and knock me out. I've got to try and knock him out. So, after the fight, there'll be respect. So it is what it is.
Do you think you got to him mentally?
Maybe, yeah. I'd say so. I'm not reading too much into the mind games or anything.
To be one of these people that's like, I said something, I'm not going to do it, of course, but there's a lot of things that I can't control. There's a lot of things that my punching can't solve. Politics and XYZ involved in.
Don Charles stresses that Moses Itauma still needs proper testing fights before any major leap in competition. He explains that reaching the top is one thing, but staying there is the real challenge in boxing. According to him, Itauma must keep developing step by step rather than rushing into elite-level fights too early. He also highlights how both Daniel Dubois and Moses Itauma are under the same promotional guidance, which means their careers are being carefully managed. Frank Warren is described as someone who understands timing perfectly and knows exactly when to bring fighters together at the right moment for maximum impact.
Some testing fights to just keep checking, make sure that when it's not just about getting there, it's staying there. That's what the problem is. If you get there, can you stay there? So keep developing. Look, they're both signed to the same promoter, Frank Warren. Frank Warren is a genius. He's a master architect. He's been doing it for years, and the amount of legends he's created out of this country. So they couldn't be in better hands, and Frank knows when the time is right.
Moses Itauma reflects on his early career and admits he has grown massively since changing training environments. He believes his understanding of boxing has improved significantly under new guidance, especially in terms of timing, decision-making, and ring IQ. Itauma even suggests that with his current knowledge, his earlier fights could have ended even more dominantly. This shows a fighter who is constantly learning and evolving rather than relying only on raw talent. It also adds more intrigue to a potential clash with Daniel Dubois because fans are now seeing a more complete and smarter version of Itauma developing with every appearance.
I don't beat myself up about it because I just didn't know. It's only now that I've recently moved to Ben Davison, I've actually really kind of got the wider aspect of boxing. I've learned a lot more. If I had this information when I was boxing these fighters, I know I would have had probably 100% KO streak. I forgive myself because
Don Charles explains that modern boxing has no easy fights anymore, and every prospect must earn their way through real resistance. He highlights that Moses Itauma is still climbing step by step, while Daniel Dubois has already taken the hardest route in the sport. Charles also shuts down any personal rivalry talk between trainers, saying it is not about coaches, but about fighters and timing. He believes experience in boxing cannot be rushed and respect must be earned through years in the ring. His message is clear that while Itauma is talented, Dubois already has the kind of ring education that only comes from world-level wars.
Well, like you say, there are no soft touches available to fighters as they maybe once used to be.
No.
Daniel, has not taken that route at all, but Moses, is understandably climbing through the type of resistance.
Most definitely, yeah.
This fight, if it were to happen, which is everyone is calling for, would be your third matchup with Ben Davison. He this time will have the younger fighter. He'll have the fighter who people will say is the more talented and skilled fighter. He'll be the most naturally capable fighter in there. This is what people will say.
Yeah, listen, I'm listening intently.
How do you then coach Daniel to beat a fighter who people will think is better than him, who is younger than him, who is undefeated with against Davison, who's going to be tasked with having to try to beat you for the world title once again?
It's not between me and Ben. Like I've said in my previous interviews, we say Moses is the future. Ben is a part of the young trainers who are coming through. Yeah? They might not see it that way, that's how I see it. So I don't see this competition. Of course, there's rivals. Our fighters are rivals. I'm not rivals with Ben. I don't see it like that because I'm 65 years old. I've done my apprenticeship. I've learned from people, of coaches who were before me, my predecessors. I learned from them how things are, and the respect is there, was there, and still there, right? I'm an older citizen. I know I've lived long. I've been a coach longer than a lot of these people. I've been alive on this planet, and I'm a student of the sport. I don't promote it to say I'm actually very technical, but I'm not perceived that way. Yeah. I am a very technical coach. Any boxers I've trained in the past, they will tell you if you speak to them, from people like Marching and Frank Leon. Okay, there's so many over the years. Yeah, they'll tell you, they even said to me, we didn't realize you were that technical. I said, yeah. If the student is able to carry the information, has the IQ.
Stan Dubois adds even more fuel to the conversation by openly suggesting Moses Itauma as a future opponent for his son. Instead of calling for a rematch with Alexander Usyk, he seems more interested in seeing Dubois face the rising young heavyweight. That alone shows how highly Itauma is rated inside boxing circles right now. At the same time, it also proves Daniel Dubois is still seen as a major test for any young contender coming through. A clash between experience and youth like this would create massive attention and split opinions across the boxing world.
Stan, before you go, do you want to see him fight Alexander Usyk again?
No, I want to see him fight this giant. I don't mind fighting, but congratulations.
What do you think of the fight?
Derek Chisora gives a very direct prediction and immediately leans towards Daniel Dubois because of his world-level experience and current status as a champion. He still respects Moses Itauma, but clearly believes the experience gap and pressure of big nights favors Dubois right now. Chisora also hints that the old coaching era is fading while new talent is rising. But when it comes to pure winning mentality under pressure, he trusts Dubois more at this stage. This adds more weight to the debate because even tough fighters like Chisora are backing experience over youth in this potential clash.
Who do you think wins between Dubois and Itauma?
Right now, the odds, the favourites, Daniel is the world champion, so I think Daniel. Yeah, but we know Itauma how he is. But the era of Ben Davis is down, fellas. Get it right.
Derek Chisora gives a very direct prediction and immediately leans towards Daniel Dubois because of his world-level experience and current status as a champion. He still respects Moses Itauma, but clearly believes the experience gap and pressure of big nights favors Dubois right now. Chisora also hints that the old coaching era is fading while new talent is rising. But when it comes to pure winning mentality under pressure, he trusts Dubois more at this stage. This adds more weight to the debate because even tough fighters like Chisora are backing experience over youth in this potential clash.
What can you ask more of Daniel there?
What do you want next for Daniel Dubois?
I don't know, we'll see. Let him enjoy it first.
I did speak to Stan Dubois, and he had a little hug with Moses Itauma, and he said, "We want you next." What do you think about that?
Yeah, listen, that's a fight that's inevitably going to happen, isn't it? So let's see what goes on.
You think that's fight of the year?
That last night, tonight. But if it's not, I mean, Walker Eggington, then that. But that was amazing. That was amazing.
Stan Dubois adds even more fuel to the conversation by openly suggesting Moses Itauma as a future opponent for his son. Instead of calling for a rematch with Alexander Usyk, he seems more interested in seeing Dubois face the rising young heavyweight. That alone shows how highly Itauma is rated inside boxing circles right now. At the same time, it also proves Daniel Dubois is still seen as a major test for any young contender coming through. A clash between experience and youth like this would create massive attention and split opinions across the boxing world. Derek Chisora gives a very direct prediction and immediately leans towards Daniel Dubois because of his world-level experience and current status as a champion. He still respects Moses Itauma, but clearly believes the experience gap and pressure of big nights favors Dubois right now. Chisora also hints that the old coaching era is fading while new talent is rising. But when it comes to pure winning mentality under pressure, he trusts Dubois more at this stage. This adds more weight to the debate because even tough fighters like Chisora are backing experience over youth in this potential clash.
My thoughts, I'm still trying to recover. I need my heart checked. Yeah, I'm getting old, you know, from all this excitement. Yeah, but basically, what were my thoughts? What a magical, epic fight between two warriors, two gladiators. There was no losers in there tonight, in my opinion. Boxing won. There was no losers in there. Yes, we're going home with the belt, but Fabio, I mean, they don't make. I said to him after, they don't make men like him anymore. They don't. Yeah, it's a throwback. It really is. And so is Daniel. And boxing won because for the neutrals, whoa, that lived up to expectations. In fact, more. It delivered more. Yeah? So, no, God is...
Stan Dubois adds even more fuel to the conversation by openly suggesting Moses Itauma as a future opponent for his son. Instead of calling for a rematch with Alexander Usyk, he seems more interested in seeing Dubois face the rising young heavyweight. That alone shows how highly Itauma is rated inside boxing circles right now. At the same time, it also proves Daniel Dubois is still seen as a major test for any young contender coming through. A clash between experience and youth like this would create massive attention and split opinions across the boxing world.
What can you ask more of Daniel there?
What do you want next for Daniel Dubois?
I don't know, we'll see. Let him enjoy it first.
I did speak to Stan Dubois, and he had a little hug with Moses Itauma, and he said, "We want you next." What do you think about that?
Yeah, listen, that's a fight that's inevitably going to happen, isn't it? So let's see what goes on.
You think that's fight of the year?
That last night, tonight. But if it's not, I mean, Walker Eggington, then that. But that was amazing. That was amazing.
Derek Chisora gives a very direct prediction and immediately leans towards Daniel Dubois because of his world-level experience and current status as a champion. He still respects Moses Itauma, but clearly believes the experience gap and pressure of big nights favors Dubois right now. Chisora also hints that the old coaching era is fading while new talent is rising. But when it comes to pure winning mentality under pressure, he trusts Dubois more at this stage. This adds more weight to the debate because even tough fighters like Chisora are backing experience over youth in this potential clash.
What about Daniel Dubois and that? Daniel was fucking amazing. He was getting hit, but he was not quitting. He didn't have to quit in his eyes this day. You can see he wanted to win the fight. And he just fucking finally gumption, carried on, mushed Fabio down, mushed him, and then he got his man.
Do you think he gets a third fight with Usyk?
No, I don't want to see him fight with Usyk. I want him to defend the title, make some money, defend it, and then fight Usyk.
Like Itauma?
No, I don't want to see him with Itauma.
Who do you think wins between Dubois and Itauma?
Right now, the odds, the favourites, Daniel is the world champion, so I think Daniel, yeah. But we know Itauma how he is.
Stan Dubois adds even more fuel to the conversation by openly suggesting Moses Itauma as a future opponent for his son. Instead of calling for a rematch with Alexander Usyk, he seems more interested in seeing Dubois face the rising young heavyweight. That alone shows how highly Itauma is rated inside boxing circles right now. At the same time, it also proves Daniel Dubois is still seen as a major test for any young contender coming through. A clash between experience and youth like this would create massive attention and split opinions across the boxing world.
Dubois.
Yeah, no, we'll see. Let him enjoy it first.
I did speak to Stan Dubois, and he had a little hug with Moses Itauma, and he said, "We want you next." What do you think about that?
Yeah, listen, that's a fight that's inevitably going to happen, isn't it? So let's see what goes on.
You think that's fight of the year?
That last night, tonight. But if it's not, I mean, Walker Eggington, then that. But that was amazing.
Derek Chisora gives a very direct prediction and immediately leans towards Daniel Dubois because of his world-level experience and current status as a champion. He still respects Moses Itauma, but clearly believes the experience gap and pressure of big nights favors Dubois right now. Chisora also hints that the old coaching era is fading while new talent is rising. But when it comes to pure winning mentality under pressure, he trusts Dubois more at this stage. This adds more weight to the debate because even tough fighters like Chisora are backing experience over youth in this potential clash.
I got dropped in the first round, and I said, he's winning the fight. Everybody around me looked at me like, what? I'm like, he's winning the fight. And then guess what he did? He fucking won the fight. He just bit bodies, gumshoe, and carried on.
What about that first knockdown? What did he do, Fabio Wardley?
Fabio was not ready for boxing. He was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was doing busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything we've seen before. You know, and today, Sam Smith was right. He goes, you're only a world champion until you fight a real fight.
Stan Dubois adds even more fuel to the conversation by openly suggesting Moses Itauma as a future opponent for his son. Instead of calling for a rematch with Alexander Usyk, he seems more interested in seeing Dubois face the rising young heavyweight. That alone shows how highly Itauma is rated inside boxing circles right now. At the same time, it also proves Daniel Dubois is still seen as a major test for any young contender coming through. A clash between experience and youth like this would create massive attention and split opinions across the boxing world.
Yeah, I needed that slap just to wake up, you know, stay in reality, you know, it's just not slip. You know, I got to dig deep. And as a warrior, you have to dig deep because you've got to go to that dark place and come out on top.
Derek Chisora gives a very direct prediction and immediately leans towards Daniel Dubois because of his world-level experience and current status as a champion. He still respects Moses Itauma, but clearly believes the experience gap and pressure of big nights favors Dubois right now. Chisora also hints that the old coaching era is fading while new talent is rising. But when it comes to pure winning mentality under pressure, he trusts Dubois more at this stage. This adds more weight to the debate because even tough fighters like Chisora are backing experience over youth in this potential clash.